That's like a DJ move. Hey, 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 hey,
Hey.
What's up, everybody?
We're okay. Are we unmuted? Yes.
Good morning.
How's everybody
Happy
doing
Friday.
today? Good morning.
Happy Friday the 13th, actually.
A happy Friday. We should have some spooky music, for Friday the 13th.
We need to get rid of that bad juju, so this is the only way to do it.
Why bad juju? It means
Friday
nothing,
the 13th, bad juju.
Oh, okay. I don't know. All right, good morning, everybody. It is Friday, and it's Real Estate Unwrapped. No matter whatever, the 13, the 15, the 12, the 7, it is Friday.
It is Friday. We never care. We just keep going.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about the sphere of influence, right? How to build your sphere of influence, some tips. And it's always almost like a taboo thing. Nobody wants to really talk about it.
Well, you know what it is?
I
don't think it's a taboo. I think it's what we were discussing earlier this week. It's everybody talks about the sphere of influence, but we really don't mention how to build a sphere of influence.
For real.
Like actually breaking it down, like actually going into it and breaking down. Like, we know what's up. We got your phone, right? You call everybody on your phone. This is your sphere of influence. You're like, hey, what's up? You thinking about buying, selling, or renting, right? That's how it works out. But we wanna add to that sphere.
Right. Actionable items, real stuff that you can do. Do I have a lot of rouge? Is that
you just froze, and you froze with the same face.
Yeah.
That was very nice.
Yeah, you literally just froze like this. Okay.
I think I was I don't know what I painted on today. I'm getting worse at makeup, guys.
No,
it's I'm gonna give up soon.
So one of the few things we actually really should just break down. I mean, for those that don't know, we always have new agents in here, and it's seasonal. Again, what is the sphere of influence? Who are our sphere
Let's put our slides to the thingy. Yeah, hold on. So, numero uno. Yes, thank you, Israel, for reminding us.
Yes,
what
of course.
Is a sphere of influence in real estate?
Again, it's a sphere of influence is just people who are, literally around your circle. That's exactly what it is. People who know you, who are,
and you know them.
Pretty much, right?
People so you know them.
Exactly. It starts from your friends and family members, your doctors, your accountants, your mechanic, your dentist, anybody that knows you, is your sphere of influence. Some may know you more than others, but it is still people you can actually later on in the future sort of ask for business and see who you can help out to, any real estate business that's out there.
So let's talk about that. Vendors, people we do business with as far as within our real estate business, like loan officers, attorneys, insurance brokers, title guys, anybody in your close circle in professional, in your professional life is part of your sphere of influence.
Those are great people to talk. Right, those are great people to talk about. But you also have those which I always feel like they're like the backstage people, right? Where you have your contractors, you have your cleaners, your plumbers. The folks that they're not your everyday, like your lawyers and pretty much all those other guys you mentioned. Mortgage lenders and everything else, but these are also folks you should also reach out to. Perfect example. I recently reached out to one of the house cleaners that I use, and she recently just told me that one of her sisters is looking for a rental property. Yeah. So you just really gotta, really reach out to those folks and ask for business every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're somebody that's just stepping in and you're like, what the F is a sphere of influence? Like they mentioned, all right, the way you could start it off is, look, social media, reach out to them. Don't be a secret agent. Be an agent that says, hey, look, this is what I do. I'm reaching out to you because, and I've heard it before from Israel, you mentioned it from the Sekou course, right? I'm looking to help whatever, 100 families this year, either buy, sell, or rent. Do you know anybody who's looking to do that? Like, I'm helping a bunch of my friends and family take care of this. Who do you know that might need some assistance? Right? Build that list. Every time when I started, every time I heard sphere of influence, I always heard, hey, we got to build a list, right? You got to build a list of A, B, C type of leads, right? Go through it, and we want to add to it. But don't be scared to connect with people you already know.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah, and that's really a lot of people don't want. That's where, you know, a lot of the time that's where it stops, and people say, "I'm not going to bother my family. They already know I'm in real estate." And then a lot of the times you'd be surprised that if you're not in the forefront of somebody's mind as far as what business and services you can offer, even if your cousin is going to say, you know what? Oh, I hired this other agent. Oh, I didn't think you wanted to even deal with me. Because that was your fault. You did not actually. Hello.
So
you did not actually talk to that cousin again and say, hey, if you know of anyone, you know, looking to buy, sell, rent, you know, I'm here. And I see it all the time.
Yeah, always keep in mind of top. You always want to be there on top of their mind. You know, there's that one quote I think we sometimes say it's out of sight, out of mind. So if you're not in their line of sight when it comes to things like real estate, they're never going to think about you. So you want to make sure that you at least call them, say hello, or invite them for coffee, or do something in the sense that they're always having you on top of their mind.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a lot of good things. I can tell you, yesterday I went to meet with a seller who was actually referred to by a board president at a co-op.
Wow.
You know, that I personally know this board president. He is in my neighborhood. And it's like, I live in a small neighborhood in Queens where it's, you know, I don't even think we have 20,000 people living in that zip code. So it's very easy to be familiar, you know, with the people around, you know, because they meet you in the street, they meet you in the stores. And it's, to me, it's easy to get repeat business. Absolutely. I could do better. I could even do better. I should be out there more. I'm not even, you know, I'm so grateful. I'm still getting referrals like that just because I'm around, you know, and I'm super grateful. But we can certainly make it a point. And I know you can definitely build a huge business just out of referrals from your sphere of influence. That's for sure.
Yep, I agree. I completely agree to that. And it's a much easier when it comes to referrals like that. It's a much easier process than having to be on the phone, doing cold calls, and all of a sudden wishing that person liked you. When it comes to referrals, you already have somebody who's edifying your work. That you just go in there and say, "Hello, I'm ready to work with you."
Right.
All right. So
should we go to the next section?
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right, so this one is identifying your golden geese. I put geese because I hope you have more than one.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
so the golden goose is, in our business, is someone who is a super raving fan. That should be your mom, number one.
100%. If my mom is out there watching, she is my raging fan.
I know she is.
Ever since we put that house on the market for her, she was telling everybody and their mother. And no lie, because of that, has put me in a position where now we have the ability to potentially lock in 3 other listings. Just off
you see,
That's good.
So I do hope you have more than just one. I hope you have more than just one person like that. You know,
you got to keep adding to it. And what I would say as far as identifying, look, once they're part of your sphere of influence, right? Once you connect with them, you chat with them, you tell them, hey, this is what I do. If you ever know anybody, let me know. When they do reach out, because it happened, I connected with the building manager. I'm in the process of selling one apartment. I connect with her. What did I do? I bought them coffee and donuts one morning, right? I came back around lunchtime hour and I bought everybody pizza.
Right.
Because of that, she referred me to 2 other potential sellers. I already locked in one of them. We have the listing dropping next week. You know what I mean? Like, we had the apartment painted and carpet pulled, and then we're working on the second one as well. So what does that mean? I now have to take care of her in a sense of, hey, if she and it doesn't have to be in a crazy way. It's just, hey, you know what? I heard she likes tea. Maybe one morning I come in, buy some tea, maybe some nice tea or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But it's literally looking out for the same person that looked out for you. And anytime they do that, you should take care of them. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. It's just a way to let them know, hey, I appreciate
that you appreciate. Yeah.
Whenever
Definitely.
somebody brings up real estate.
Yeah. So identifying those people that are your raving fans and will refer you, but you still have to remind them that you're doing a service to the community. This is what you're out there. This is what your profession is, and you're trying to help. Just like Sekou said last week, just tell people you're trying to help 100 people this year with buying or selling a house. Just go for it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So those are like actionable tips we're giving you guys. It's not like it's not going to take a big. It's going to remain. I mean, it's going to require some effort. You're going to have to systematize, and this we're going to go through it. Here you go. Automate in this segment. Automate your content marketing to cast a wider net. So it's easier if you have all your sphere of influence in one big, I guess, automated CRM type of thing. You guys agree? You're going to be able to do the phone calls yourself to talk to them, send them texts, but that automation is going to remind you when to do it, how to do it, and they're going to add up additional value material to basically to your communication with your sphere.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
Right.
So
you may add, like Ed was saying earlier, your social media contacts. You could cross-reference your social media contacts with put them in your in your CRM, and then whatever is in your phone, cross-reference them on social media, and make sure that you got everybody in there. Automate your content. There are so many CRMs right there that just have already campaigns designed for you to just send them market valuation, market report, new listings, whatever they like, and you can customize it, right? So use whatever technology you have available to just,
I just wanted to add to this was we actually took a Buffini training course. It was like a year or two ago. And there's actually companies or organizations or CRMs that you can connect with. Clearly you have to pay, but it's interesting because that system that they had in play was constantly about touching on somebody, not in a negative way, but in a way of, hey, look, just to be top of mind, here's a monthly, here's the market report. Here's some tips and tricks. If you're looking to put your home on the market this summer, here's some of the things that might help you get more for your house. You know what I mean? And it's like every single month there was a new flyer, a new card coming out, right? And what did they say?
Not even emails, actual stuff like a mailing, letter.
You mail it out to them. Now I know that we're in a day and age where everybody's like, yo, it's social media marketing, my internet. I love it. It's great. Yes, we're attracting the new generation. We're attracting our generation. We're in that mix. But if we really sit there and think about it, the primary individuals who, in my opinion, are getting on the market to sell their properties are usually older folks. These older folks are not on Instagram. They're not on Facebook as much. You know what I mean? But if somebody knocks on their door, hands them a physical letter, or if they get something in the mail, this is what they're geared to, in my opinion.
And we're talking about sphere, not strangers, guys. We're talking, I just want to repeat. And then we were always talking about the pop buys. I'm not really a pop buy girls, but yes, some of my, like the people in my close sphere, I get them stuff, could be corny and stuff. I'm not gonna do it automatically, unfortunately, because I'm not that organized. I wish I was more organized, but I will send. Sometimes I'll buy stuff. I buy stuff for myself, and I'll buy 2 items. Even if I go to a gourmet store or something like that, and I see something that I really like, for that person, I could give them that. and just pass by and say, here, this is just for you. I was thinking of you. Like little stuff. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You know, you have people that are becoming, again, the mayor of the town. And this is from the Brian B. Buffini training, and doing extremely well at it, you know, extremely well at it with popping by, because people, we're still social. We still want to see people. And if you like one agent, I'm sure you're welcoming their visit, you know?
Yeah.
You don't have to be,
we need to socialize.
Hard out. Yeah, definitely.
You know? Even the folks, in my opinion, that are introverts still need to be around people who are social.
And we're gonna talk about that in a minute. So also automating your content marketing on social media, so you can create some sort of reactions from people. You wanna have some likes. You wanna answer them once they like the stuff you do. You should interact. You should engage. That's what you're looking for. More engagement. And it doesn't have to be about business. It could be about life, because people will remember. Yeah.
People want to see that you actually are a live person. You know what I mean? If it's just, in my opinion, if it's just constantly the real estate, and they don't see that you were probably walking down the street to buy some milk, it's like, this person is probably a robot.
I'm going to go a bit further, and I'm going to be politically incorrect. Okay? I think, and you got to be real, because I'm seeing a lot of Instagram, and I'm not blaming anybody, but I have muted some people because I am not believing whatever I'm seeing on their pages. There is no way things is that peachy all the time, and it's no way. It's like, oh my God, it's like, let's be real, let's show the good times. And sometimes let's, be a little bit more engaged. You don't have to be politically engaged, but you can also discuss something you're not agreeing with. I'm not saying politically, like you see something, an injustice, social injustice, you can bring it up. It doesn't have to be peaches and cream all the time. I think you have to show also your core values, what you believe in.
Yeah.
It's
funny that you mentioned that, because I remember hearing someone talk about that. Naturally, we all gravitate to something, and we kind of anticipate or wait for something bad to happen. When we know that something bad's about to happen, it's like we're more engaged. I'll give you an example. If you're watching the skis, the Olympics, and people are they're skiing down those fast trails, or they're coming and zooming down, I'm almost 100% sure that if nothing goes on, you're probably going to change the channel. But if you turn on to this channel and you see this person flying down the hill and they hit one of those moguls and they're flying and rotating and spinning, guaranteed people are going to be like, holy cow, that's going to be the talk of the town. Everybody's going to know that spill happened. So naturally, like you said, people don't always want to see things that are peachy and sunshine and rainbows. But, if something happens, tell a story, right? Real Estate Chronicles. I keep putting it out there, but it's like, it happens. You know what I mean? Like, there's a story.
Right.
Someone might be able to say, you know what? Something like that actually happened to me. Now they can connect with you on that.
Right. So I believe like the social media should not be like a smoke screen. I think it should be utilized to really show like the different facets of your person, your life, and what you can bring to others, because it's again social. Like, why would it be about me and my Givenchy bag?
I have a question for you guys. Would you?
What?
I'm thinking now. Would you say maybe like Instagram or Facebook can now be like an actual diary? Like back in the days, people were talking about diaries. Now this is almost a way to put out a diary. Like every day there's a little diary about something that's going on. But it's almost a fine line, because if you're going through something, do you really want to put that out there?
No, I mean, you're going to have a hard breakup and stuff like that. No, you don't want to turn into a soap opera, but you want to see the confine of what you're showing on social media. But I think people want to see about your life. Nobody is going to want to know that you broke up with your boyfriend. Is the worst person in life, and you're going to like block him and just post it. No, not in that sense. But I'm saying in your professional life, like cannot be only about listings. It cannot be about how great you are and all the filters you have, and you always have your hair, like nice and straight and shiny. And it's not that. Like sometimes it's about the grind, what we have to do, and sometimes it has to be the stories and the lessons learned. Not everybody works out, and then in the end you learn something. You could share your path, what you're going through, and of course, I mean, I'm not saying you want to be an inspiration to everybody, but yes, the diary is good, and even for you in retrospect to go back years back and so looking at some of your reels, see how much you evolved is always interesting,
Yeah, it's true.
And sometimes it's a one not to do thing. But then engage with your with your social, definitely, like you're on social media with your sphere of influence, because they're watching.
Yeah,
they are watching. They may not interact, but they are watching. So it's for you to interact with them. It's for you to engage, right?
True.
Right.
Sure.
I went to a listing appointment a couple of weeks ago with somebody I sold their apartment to, and unbeknownst to me, she's been, watching our Real Estate Unwrapped after, when she's done with work.
Ooh.
And she's like, I'm just watching everything you do. Something comes on, I just want to know. I'm interested in real estate. I haven't made the jump yet, and but I'm watching. I'm like, great, they are watching. So beware.
Chop them out. Blow up the spot. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. And so here you go. So we were talking about being an introvert, right? And to some people, they're saying you want to build your sphere of influence, go do the networking thing and mingle and meet people and talk to everybody. But this is not your game, if you're somebody like Israel who's more analytical, even though he's saying no, he's not social, but he's more of an introvert. We know that. What can you do? Like science says to focus on learning, not selling. So they're saying you need to actually, and Israel can expand on that, you can shift your mindset. Basically, rather seeing that you're going to schmooze with people, which is something you don't even want to do when you're an introvert, why don't you focus more on utilizing those networking events where you can learn something from the people that you will meet, rather than potential business that you can get?
That's very true.
Yeah. Do you see it like that, or?
So, I mean, when looking at this, obviously as an introvert, for me, I mean, look, I could be in the crowd, say hello to everyone, and learn about everyone's actions and business and everything else like that. In the beginning, I mean, it's the feeling of being in a crowd. I was the one that's always wanted to be in a corner or against the wall and just watch everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I realized that in this business, it's really not that. It's the more people you know, the better it'll be for you in your business, right? So I started to now sort of speak to more people, and then that loosened up my idea of the sense of, if I'm speaking to folks who are already in the industry, imagine what I can do for those who want to be part of, the real estate market or part of the industry, industry. So, yeah, I mean, as far as the introvert, yeah, I agree. I'm very analytical, and it comes to that point that I'm very shelled in, but you can see me now, and I'm a little different when it comes to saying hello to other people.
Right. So somebody extrovert, like Ed or myself, we might go to any social situation and just think, okay, let's see how many contacts we can get and how many potential business we can draw out of that. Because that's a mindset, right? But I think from somebody like you, something like this is really like a turn off. It's like, whoa, hold on a second.
No, that's the past me. So I don't do that anymore. In the beginning, I was like that. In the beginning, it's like, it's very, I didn't want to be in it. But right now, I've been going to a lot of networking parties myself, and then at the same time, meeting more people more and more. So it's, you get to that point of like, oh my God, I'm afraid. But, you always have to.
That's what I'm saying. For those afraid, like switch your game, your mindset game, and say, you know what? Let's see what I can learn from those events. I can still be analytical and approach the people in a different mindset, So it's not going to be such a turnoff that it's overwhelming to me.
So
Right?
the best way to actually handle that when you're actually doubting yourself whether or not you should actually not go or go, I've always learned one thing from that is asking yourself the three questions, which is very important to yourself. What's most likely going to happen, or what's the worst that's going to happen? Start with that. Answer those questions. What's the worst that's going to happen if you go talk to them? If you go to the networking party, so on and so forth. What's most likely going to happen? And then what's the best that's going to happen? And you'll find yourself just rethinking that the fact that you've been overanalyzing or overanalytical for a little certain situation. Therefore, once that becomes something that you're like, okay, you know what, let me go and talk to this person, you'll find that everything that you were thinking sort of bad or you were doubting yourself on was just a waste of time. So, at the end of the day, it's really, look, I actually speak to a lot of agents who are introvert right now. And just to try to convert them, some of them, at least two of them that I know, they sweat on the idea of actually going to a networking party.
I was just about to ask you that, like, damn, like it must be like, it's a difficult thing because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, you're coming out of your shell, like you're coming out into this mode of like, I really don't do this, but like now you're kind of forcing it. And the good thing, and what I like what you mentioned, Israel, is that because you've been doing it more often, what you did was you created a habit out of it. Like, this isn't it, but that this would help you get further in what you do. So therefore, you're going to continue to build on it. So it gets easier as you go. So if you're someone who isn't an extrovert, if you're someone who's introvert, just know, don't be scared. Just take it one step at a time. That's
exactly.
all. Take it one day at a time.
And I'm glad we were able, because in this industry, let's face it, everybody is sort of presenting this industry as you have to be a people person, you have to be this, you have to be, and it's not true. Because I think you have more introvert on this world than extrovert, right?
Yeah.
And I believe this industry,
maybe in New York. I don't think it's so much.
No. Let's be real, because this industry is also available and could be like a great segue to a fantastic career, even if you're super introverted. And I don't think it's always presented this way, and it's sort of wrong from the industry, because not everybody is like me, like a lot of people are not this way. And I don't think, and I think we need to cater more to people that are introvert and understand, and it's like, and there are techniques again, and I'm glad Israel talks about it, because it's not, and building the sphere of influence for an introvert is something very, very difficult. It's not something is going to be easy to, let me just pick up my phone and call this guy and say, I want to sell to 100 people this year. It's not happening.
Right. Yeah. And one thing is for sure, and just to stick on this real quick, in the fact that, as an introvert, one of the questions I ask is, how many people have you spoken to? And the question will be always 0, right? Or how many family members know that you're a real estate agent? 0. Right? Mm-hmm. Or how many have you called? I really don't call. I usually text or I email. So they take the roundabout, format of being the secret agent, the 007, the one behind the mask. And as I said to them, it's like, everyone wants to be your cheerleader. Everyone wants to be part of your entourage. You just have to try to be in front of them to show them that you actually are confident enough about this industry that you can sell them, buy them, and help them invest into their next home. Yeah. And once you do that, you're golden. And they would definitely want to be your cheerleader every single time.
Wow, that's good.
I like what you said there, man. It's true.
I know. So that leads to another thing. I think volunteering in your local community and really wanting to do it, not wanting to volunteer just to get business.
Oh, I thought
but
all right, fine.
Be part of your local community. I remember, for a little bit, my kids needed to do some community work when they were in high school, and for a while they went to the ambulance corps in our neighborhood, and they were helping dispatching calls and stuff like that. And down the line, it was all done for them, and I would go and accompany them, a lot of the times they would, because they were minors and stuff. So at the beginning, I didn't want to leave them alone doing those things. And I did not take advantage of it as much as I should have. And there was another realtor who's no longer in the neighborhood, but was very influential for a long time. And he drew a lot of business from being part of this community, from this volunteer group in the community, because he would dedicate a lot of time. I remember some agents laughing at me, oh, he's doing the ambulance. No, it was great that he did the ambulance because he dedicated some time to the community, to himself, that helped him build this business over time because he really believed in it.
So I have I guess I'll open up to you guys at this point. I guess I'm going to share some
now we know
personal stuff here, but
secrets.
Number one, this image right here actually gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Why?
Because and then you mentioned doing community service in high school. I got flashbacks because I remember community service, but it was not for the good. It was in for the good things. You know what I mean? Like whatever. Right. We all get involved with stuff as we're going through and growing up. But it's just funny.
You're a parent. You're a parent. Your kids do the Girl Scouts. We've done that. I've done that. You meet up with parents. You have the PTAs. You have
as happily as these folks in this image look like they're excited walking through the park cleaning up trash. I will tell you right now that I didn't do community service because I wanted to. I had to do it or else.
I got you.
And everybody that did it with me did not look like this.
Okay. Yeah. All right. This is another topic.
Yeah. So I said it. I was gonna open up a little bit. So now you know a little bit of history.
Okay.
No, like you said, it's not always sunshine and rainbows.
Sure.
No, I think it's your local community, could be part of your church, which is always really, really good. Like people within your the hobbies and the other stuff that you do in life should know that you're in real estate and you should bring value. Definitely.
So one of the best ways of doing that is actually look at your community board, see what's going on out there. Right. If you don't go to church, look at the community board, see what's going on. What's another great community board? Facebook, right? So look at Facebook as well. Check out how many of those in your area. So whatever part, like we're in Queens, we're in Long Island, different parts of New York as well. So if you actually are want to just farm in those areas, you want to volunteer in those areas, use Facebook. Facebook has so many community board stuff that you can actually just look into right away. Google it as well. I mean, just Google what's out there as far as the local newspapers to see what's going on.
Okay. Also doing research. It looks like also like, I don't know if you guys are on Reddit. Reddit has a lot of groups, and it's probably an underrated social media outlet. I am on Reddit. I am part of many groups I have interest in, and it's something I underutilize. I'm just realizing it's totally underutilized. Just like your LinkedIn is totally underutilized. Because those I have in my LinkedIn, like other professionals, I'm always saying, I could always network with and refer business to and get business from. So
absolutely. So then outside of the real estate or outside the business version of those, right, you also have ones that are called Meetup. So you can look into Meetup as well. You can also look into other websites, or other apps that's called Nextdoor. Those are actually social, community conversations. So you can actually
this is, again, for me, I'm on Nextdoor and I totally underutilize it for business because I just didn't even pay much attention to it and don't have much time. But if you are brand new in real estate and want to open up farming your own area where you live, I think Nextdoor is a gold mine.
Phenomenal. Yeah. So can you imagine right away? I mean, honestly, as an introvert, I'll throw that out there. Okay. As an introvert, in the sense that you actually create, and if you're not a person to person, but you're willing to do a virtual situation, imagine inviting all your neighbors. Now here's a quick secret, thing for everyone to do. How about inviting everyone to an open house in your neighborhood virtually on Nextdoor?
Wow.
Right.
That's actually brilliant.
Right. So now you have a lot of your folks, your next door neighbors. You don't have to sign anybody in, if you know what I mean. So now you don't have to go through disclosures and everything. But anyway, my point is now you have a lot of these folks in the virtual. I mean, yes, we all want to do the in-person thing so much, but still the virtual is still out there. The digital world is still out there for us. So that's a great way for anybody to build their business through social media as well.
Yeah. And I'm just going to add to that. If you go on these websites and you feel like, you know what, none of these communities fit what I'm trying to do or whatever the case is, then build your own community. All right.
Absolutely.
Send the invites, create it, do something, right? I'll throw this out there as an example is look, if I enjoy jogging through the park, how cool would it be to start developing a community to say, hey, we're going to meet up in the park at this time?
There are one. There is I have a meetup in my neighborhood in Kew Gardens every Saturday at 9:30 or 10 o'clock or every other Saturday. They meet and I'm aware of it because I'm on that meetup group. I do not go because I usually do other stuff. And I see them passing through to meet to the entrance of the park so they can go and just jog through the park. And it's fantastic. I think it's great.
So what's cool about that is two things that just ran through our mind. I mean, we know agents, one in particular who he bike rides, and he did it through that meetup as well. And bike rides long distance. We actually had a couple at one point in the beginning who actually was trying to set up meetups to meet up at a certain location to do a job. I think, Ed, you did a job with them as well. So, it's things like that help you develop, good community insight into that. So
I was highlighting Joel, who's actually doing likes to go to car meetups, because they're great. He sees investors and flippers and stuff like that. So that's his chick. That's his shtick.
There you go, shtick.
There goes for you. Yes, shtick.
Yes.
And it's great. No, it's right. It's right. That's who you're gonna mingle with, people who have the same interests as you.
Right.
And you're gonna find, investors, flippers, and stuff like that. Because again, it requires a certain amount of money to be able to fix up nice cars.
And to close this out real quick, honestly, once you go to those meetouts, if you have call-out shirts like the one I'm wearing today, which is
what are you wearing? We don't see it.
Just buy, sell. Here it goes. All right. Or ask me if I'm a realtor, or ask any questions. If you have any of those call to actions kind of thing, this is a design for realtor one. So honestly, you guys are great. But
design for agents.
Design for agents. Sorry, design for agents.
Yeah, design for agents by Alex and Amanda. Let's give them a shout out.
Absolutely.
Alex and Amanda Frizellini. Yeah.
Yes. So if you have call to action shirts like this as an introvert, this would also help you, because now people are calling or wanting to ask you questions. You don't even have to ask that. Hey, do you want to know about real estate? Sure. Look at my shirt. So
good. And I will buy one because I was almost afraid of the sizing of those things. As you know, guys, I'm gigantic, so I'm always afraid. Yeah. Like, are those going to run really small?
This is a medium, just to let you know.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding.
It's okay, but this is a great thing, and they look very slick. They look very nice.
They do. I like they are. I'm actually buying some more later. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Awesome. So what's next on this?
What do we have next? Okay. All right. Now that's gonna sound a little bit more serious, and it's gonna center your mission, vision, and value. So for this, let me put on my glasses. All right. So this is another mindset shift that can actually make networking to build your sphere less awful than, if you actually have an idea, then what your mission, vision, and values are. It's usually a little bit deeper than I want to make a lot of money, For instance, there was this I'm reading an article from The Close right here. Sean Modry, who is a contributor to theclose.com, his mission is to help people in the Boulder, Colorado area build generational wealth through real estate. So when this guy is heading out to networking at whatever networking events or dinner party, he's not trying to sell himself, but he's basically helping his mission. is bringing value because of his motto, of his modus operandi. It's a little bit of a subtle difference. It's not me, but this is what I'm going to bring to others. This is my value, right? What do you bring? I think,
this is like a catchphrase almost, right? Like the elevator pitch, right?
You're not going to sell somebody.
Well, if it feels like that, if you think about it, right? You're sitting at a bar, I'm drinking my beer. Oh, hey, what you do? You look familiar. Oh, yeah, I work in the area. Oh, yeah, what do you do? Well, I help a lot of people in the New York City area build generational wealth through real estate. Sounds a lot different than, oh, yeah, what do you do? I'm actually a realtor. I help people buy, sell, and invest properties. It's just, it's like, all right, well, how's the market? Like now, some of them might actually be inclined to have that conversation with you, but 9 times out of 10, they'll be like, oh, all right, cool.
Because yes, you redirect the focus to the mission, not to yourself. And that shows that, again, you're bringing value to your craft and you have a vision for building out your business. And that's very, very important. And, it's like, what is your core belief? And there you're going to make the statement of what you believe in.
That's right.
Right.
I mean, again, the mission statement is just defined as what the company does, what you as a company do. What do you want
the company,
to do?
the you dot Inc. Yes, yeah.
Right. Like, what do you want to do to help your next client?
You should have a mission statement as
everybody should.
Your own company. Yeah, definitely.
I think it should be motivating. I think it should be to the point that somebody reads it, or at least if you're able to recite it, just like how Ed just did. I mean, it made me think about, man, I want to hear more about what you have to do versus I'm a realtor.
Right.
It's really good.
And look, create that. I would say, again, elevator pitch, create it, right? And don't feel like you have to explain every single service to this person while you're drinking your 5th beer. You understand? Like,
that might not come out right.
Yeah, you need to put it out there. And when somebody says, wow, that's interesting.
Right.
Can you tell me more? Yeah, listen, why don't we set up a time to have that conversation? Because quite frankly, if I start talking right now, I'm pretty drunk and I don't know where this conversation is going to go. So with that being said, why don't we do this? I'll give you my contact information here. What's the best number to reach you? Blah, 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 blah. Cool. Well, I'll reach out to you some other time, man. That's it. Grab your beer. Hey, I'll talk to you later. It was nice meeting you. Goodbye. All right. Remember, put it out there and take it right away.
So this slide is more to like basically like for your sphere to understand what your values are, what you're doing, because everybody can have a real estate license. It doesn't take much, really.
If Tom Cruise has it. I saw a video the other day where they interviewed Tom Cruise asking him about all the licenses he had, and he was going.
And he had a real estate license,
pilot license, skydiving license, this license, and then at the end he's like, "Oh yeah, and I have my real estate license." This guy.
He has it all. He has it all.
But so how do you differentiate yourself with your values? What are your core beliefs? And I think it's always good to not only, I mean, like for me, I do, maybe it's not as strong of a statement, and I like to utilize this vehicle that we have actually to better myself as well. Like, I should not be ashamed to say, I only work with sellers, and this is where my focus is on, because I believe like in this market, you need to have like really good representation. I don't believe in being able to represent the buyer and the seller at the same time. Like, to me, it's easier to represent one and to do a great job service for them. And this is the value I could bring for them. Of course, bring them the top value for their house, with the best buyers in the best terms. But yes, and I should be able to define it even better, so when people meet me, they know I'll have this, maybe not a catchphrase as you call it, Ed, but at least my mission, my motto, my modus operandi is right there. Good thing I learned today. Good thing I learned. Right?
Well, you always got to think about it. I mean, just to finish it up real quick, remember,
the
vision is all based on what you do, and your vision is why you're doing it for the future. So it's really keep those things always in mind. Right.
And the fact that if you're going to do things for yourself as well, but if you're going to include the community and why you're doing it, it's even better.
Yep.
Right. Another one, and I think we're coming to the end of our little segment. Add personal information about people in your sphere to your CRM. This is actually something for me. This is like something I'm telling myself, like, make the effort to add the birthdays, the kids' names, where you guys met, things you discussed, what is important to that person, in your sphere, like whatever they like, they dislike. Again, the address is nice, their phone number, but as much personal information as possible is really good, because when you're working on your CRM, it's going to be, you can't always remember everything. So if you have it at your fingertip and your CRM is going to remind you that it's today these people's birthday, it's always nice. I guess they'll feel great that you called them on their birthday and that you reminded, you reminded that it was their birthday on that day, or so on and so forth, or anniversary of moving in their new place that you sold them, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, honestly, you send out a video, do a quick email, send out a text, and if you set it up on your CRM in a way that you can actually do all that, they can automatically do it for you, then that's really good. I mean, there's a couple of birthdays I forgot about, and then I saw a text, and I was like, oh my God, I got to make sure to call this person.
I know,
and it helps you. With those aspects.
Yeah. So this is to me also for myself. It's like, I hate when I have to go, just like for you, Israel, I forgot your, I didn't forget your birthday, but I have forgotten your birthday. And it's 2 days later, I'm like, oh crap, Israel's birthday. It's like, and it's true. And I know Ed's birthday is the day right before my brother's birthday. So I remember, but sometimes you might get busy and it's like, oh my God, I forgot. And it's like a day later, I forgot to wish him a happy birthday, and you wanted to do it. So having this,
we're all busy, but it happens.
No, it happens, but you know what? It bothers me if I don't do it on time. Like, I know you guys don't care, but like to me, it's like, oh my God,
it bothers me too. Like, and it happens randomly whenever I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see somebody post a picture of a cake. Oh my God, it's their birthday. Hey, happy birthday!
Yeah. I run into that a lot. Yeah.
Like, it's almost like not for nothing, social media actually reminds us when people's birthdays are, because they're constantly posting a picture of somebody else made a post with them. It's like, oh, happy birthday. Like, oh damn, now I gotta scroll through my phone and try to see if I can find a picture of me and that person so I can say happy birthday too.
Right.
Yeah.
So, very good point. Yeah.
No, but it's good. Like, let's say, like, even like, the interest, like sometimes, like people are very close to their pets, their family members. And
we had just so you know,
go ahead.
We actually had a sellers that we were working with together in Forest Hills. I don't want to give any personal information, but we had a listing together that we worked, and they like, the husband was super, like, they had a pet hermit crab,
Oh,
and that was,
I love that.
And they literally, they bought a new home and gave the pet hermit crab like its own room. And I'm like, that's crazy. And they mentioned the name so many times, but I still can't remember the name of the hermit crab.
If you had put it on your CRM, you would remember the name of the hermit crab.
Absolutely.
And this is something very important as well, because this is another way sometimes to connect. Let's say, like we had this great listing in Long Island where the cat was very smart and very involved and wanted to be around, us when we were showing and stuff. And I, to this day, I remember the cat's name, because I even, I have him on my photos of the listing. He's right in the middle, he's posing, and it's adorable, So it's, when getting back to these sellers and seeing how they're doing, mentioning the cat and by name is great, right? Why not?
I wish people would love people the way they love their pets.
We do. Come on. We do. Come on.
I'm just saying.
We do.
I'm just saying. I had to throw it out there just because I know. Pet lovers, and they love the hell out of it, and that's cool. But I wish they would just treat people the same,
Yeah. Well, okay, another topic. Now, yeah.
Next Friday.
So I think this is the last slide. And my God, we're even running longer than we wanted to. Let me just put back my other earpiece. So keep your sphere at a manageable size. So when somebody is going to tell you, oh, my sphere of influence has like 5,000 people in it. Yeah, BS. I don't believe it, because do you actually interact on a regular basis with your 5,000 people or even those 2,000 people? I don't think so. So here the pictures we have is actually a depiction of the Dunbar's number. If you guys have never heard about it, all right. The Dunbar's number is the maximum number of relationship a person can maintain. And that number is 150. Personal relationships, not Facebook relationships. All right. Basically, where you're going to be influential and really connected. That would be your friends, your family, and friends of friends. Friends of friends could probably bring it up to 300 people. But a healthy first layer, maximum number of relationship you can, of people in a relationship you can maintain is 150. Right?
Sounds about right.
Right. So I think you should have in your sphere and be real about it, like people like about 150 people, so you can talk to them pretty much every other day. You should have somebody to talk to, or every day of your business life talk to, if you do 5 days a week.
That's a lot of people to follow up and maintain.
No, why?
Is it really?
It's 150. No,
is you see yourself contacting 150 people every day just to kind of
say, every day. It's one a day.
See, that's,
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. I mean, if you really break it down to 30 days, 150, 30 days, what is that? Let me do the math right now for you. That's pretty much
150.
That's 50
you
days,
have,
that's five. That's pretty much 5 person a day.
What if you just do 5 days a week? You don't work every week, 40 weeks.
Oh no. Just look, think about it this way. So before we even overanalyze this in this sense, to be successful in our thing, right? Pretty much there's 5 things. There's 3 things we need to do. It's always the 5-5-5, right? 5 people we know, 5 people that we don't know, and 5 people we need to follow up on. So imagine the 5 people we know. We do that every day. You've hit 150 people within 30 days.
So don't you think that those 150 people that you know, really on this interpersonal relationship, those are the people that are going to open up your texts and read them and answer and check your emails and actually reply, right? So, and I believe, and those are the people that are going to interact the most on your social media.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very healthy number. The sphere, so we're talking about if you really wanted to start working on the sphere of influence, 150 people that would actually refer business to you. That's a very healthy number. And that would be 150 people that really know you and like you. That's what they're getting at with this Dunbar number thing. There is a whole book about it, but we're not gonna go through it.
I mean, I honestly think as long as you don't think it's possible.
It is possible, and if you really think about it, we pretty much all of us in the close proximity. I'm not saying like intimately, but close proximity. You can definitely name 150 people. And you should,
I mean, 150 people that we know.
Yeah. Huh?
150 people that we know. And
your close coworkers, your close neighbors, people that, basically your next door neighbor, if you don't know them, there's a problem right there.
So to fully understand this, I mean, for those who are slightly doubting it, in the sense that, again, these are people who are not going to hang up on you. These are people who are going to have a more than 20-minute conversation with you. All right. And those who don't really think that you're just selling them real estate. right? That you pretty much are there to help them out at the same time them helping you out.
Right. So we're saying this 150 people is just to start with. So I'm going to read you. Most social scientists, because there are social scientists, rely on this Dunbar number. And they say that the average person cannot maintain relationships with more than 150 people. Your sphere of influence includes the second order connections, the friends of friends. So the healthy size of your sphere of influence should be around 300 people that you can actually connect to. Having thousands of people in your database on your sphere is not manageable. Those are called leads. Right? And let's be serious, If those people never open your text, never read your text, never answer, never open your emails, never answer to your calls, you're going to leave them voicemails after voicemails, and they're going to never reply. They're not in your sphere. They're not engaging you.
Yeah.
Right?
It's true.
Let's be real here. So let's start with 150 of people that really, really, really know you and will answer to you. And they are for you, not haters.
Yeah. And if it's not 150, don't get scared. If you're only at 5,
you build it. But you have more than 5. Come on. I mean, on a daily basis, people that will answer your phone call. I mean, I hope it's more than 5. Come on.
Yeah, I would think it's more than 5 also, because honestly, you're probably looking at, who you really want to talk to versus, who you consider.
How about the ones who really want to talk with you back? Like,
well, not only that, I mean, think about it. Because honestly, look, if we really break it down, right? That person you spoke to about the building, you bought them food, you bought them lunch, whatever the case may be, that's a social.
Then answer your call.
He answers my
That's
call.
already one. Right.
I know. I just
your wife.
Listen,
your wife and their friends will answer your call.
Another hour trying to figure out the 150. I'd rather not bore our audience. Right?
Well, I'm not saying that. It's just that if you're becoming doubtful, like again.
Yeah, no, listen.
I think that when you really break it down, there's ways of looking at where you should look. There's websites you can look at. Man, where should I look at? Who's going to be my sphere of influence?
I think just go through your phone and just send text and see who replies.
See who responds.
Absolutely.
And then make a list.
That's it. Just start with that.
And
then when you're done with the text, pick up the phone and just call.
Listen, Mark Zuckerberg. Check this out. Mark Zuckerberg, when he started Facebook, he invited 6 of his friends. Out of the 6 of his friends, only 2 showed up.
There goes the lesson. Who's a billionaire now?
So it's okay. If you only have 2, 5, 15, 35, maybe you're already at 150 and you want to get to 300.
Yeah.
Again, it just starts with that.
But the thing is, to be serious about this business, keep your sphere manageable. Those are like people that will answer every phone call. Even if it's not right away, they'll call you back. They'll text you back. They'll be happy to hear from you. This is what your sphere is. Yeah. And it's not you saying, "Hi, Gigi," and they're going to go, "Who?" This is not your sphere.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know.
What are you, an owl?
All right, guys. I guess we're done. We're done for today.
That's awesome.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much. And, I hope, some of you got something out of it. I learned a few things today. I'm always very grateful to the both of you guys. And if you need to comment or add some content to what we just discussed today, please feel free. Revisit us. We're going to be there on the internet ad vitam aeternam. That's Latin for to eternity. So you can catch us on YouTube, on the Alliance Movement. We just created a Real Estate Unwrapped Facebook group. We have not really invited anybody because it's sort of look like nothing right now, but we're working on it. So you'll have all this material.
We're going to build a community on that bad boy.
That's what it is, because I think we have great, awesome material we can share with everybody, and we're really happy to do so. So another rendition of Real Estate Unwrapped wrapped up right now.
Unwrapped.
Until next time. All right. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ed.
Have a good day.
Peace, everybody.
Let's
Take
put
care
the
and have a great
music on.
weekend.
Let's do it. Put some music. Let's dance.
Oh wait, that's it. It just wait.
That's
Oh,
it.
the beat
Yeah,
drops.
that's
The beat's gonna drop.
There you go. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.